I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the veteran Joe Flacco and his new team, the Denver Broncos, as they match up with the great Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. With that, let's get up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Standing by for the call from venerable Lambeau Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, this is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. With you from the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. CDR matchup here. A couple of teams last year that were really pretty similar. Both under 500. Both missed the playoffs. And they both think that they can turn things around in 2019.
Yeah, how about 2018, though? A case of the haves and the have-nots. In 16-game seasons in the NFL, for the first time last year, no one finished 8-8. Now, you know that in baseball, basketball, other sports, turnarounds can take 3, 4, 5 years. In football, could just be a few months.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. We get set to get our first look at Aaron Rodgers. If you peek back to week 1 in that victory over Chicago, it was all about the defense, really, Charles. Aaron Rodgers was pretty pedestrian, 18 of 30, 203 yards and a touchdown.
And how happy was he in the post-game interview? We've got a defense. And when you're a quarterback of his stature and you know the defense is going to back you up, that changes your whole outlook. And they got away with one, only 10 points, but a big-time victory. We've got a defense. That's big time in Green Bay and big time for Aaron Rodgers. And also, he didn't get hurt. He got hurt in the season opener last year against Chicago, even though he came back and won the game with a big touchdown pass. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
The third-year back from BYU, Jamal Williams with a carry. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
Durable and dependable, but also elite is left tackle David Bakhtiari. Has only missed 6 games in his NFL career. He protects Aaron Rodgers' blind side, and he does it so well. In 2018, named first-team All-Pro for the first time in his career.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Rodgers. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw, it's Rodgers. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Rodgers now on first down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
So on now for the Packers is their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos head out for their first drive, and at the controls in his first season in the Mile High City, a former Super Bowl champion in Joe Flacco. And in Baltimore, they drafted Lamar Jackson, Eventually, he would take over for Flacco week 10 a season ago. So Flacco out. Well, the Broncos said, we still think he has some time left in his career. They bring him in for some stability at quarterback, something that they really haven't had in Denver since the departure of Peyton Manning after their victory in Super Bowl 50. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And this will go as a game.
Letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out.
Ready! Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Flacco. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsay. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Za'Darius Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dean Lowry in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Second-year punter Colby Wadman out there now for the Broncos as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Well, the 100th season of the NFL kicked off last week, and as Green Bay comes back out here on offense, they come out 1-0 because of that 10-3 victory over Chicago. Not a lot of offense in that affair.
Not a lot of offense, but how great must they feel in Green Bay to have gone into Chicago and won without putting up a lot of offense, and the defense really played well. So things set up great for them because 5 of their next 6 are at home. The only road trip at Dallas. Their big thing now is see if they can get Aaron Jones going in the running game.
Come off the ball. Right. He's telling right. Everyone begin.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. Room here to run. A gain there of 21 yards.
Come on, fellas.
Well, he, like many good running backs, loves to go to the right, and he looked really comfortable going right there.
And was aided by the deception from his QB, who dropped back first before pitching it out to the right to him. I think it allowed the blocking to get set, and that allowed for the big run, too.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
You might be getting tired of seeing me.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Well, this is caught by Williams. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
You.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you, son.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
319. It's our time. It's our time.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. That's going to be caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field.
And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Flacco. Open man here is Hamilton. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Throwing here on first down, Flacco. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Flacco will come to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Once more, it's Flacco. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Throw left side complete. It's Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on what should be the final play of the first half.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, a penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get this one up.
Most of touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And he's got Hireman. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
First and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Well, normally you and I would have gone through our season predictions before week 1, but Hurricane Dorian prevented us from doing that last week. So let's go ahead and hear them, your division winners and then the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's start in the AFC. New England in the East.
Bold.
Tennessee in the South. Pittsburgh in the North. And Kansas City out west.
Okay, so I'm with you on 3 of the 4, but I'm going to go with a way too strong week 1 reaction and give Baltimore the edge in the North.
Oh, I like that one. All right, let's go NFC.
All right.
I'm going Philadelphia in the East, New Orleans in the South, Minnesota in the North, and the Los Angeles Rams out west.
Okay, so I got 2 different ones. I'm going to go Dallas on the East, and then I'm going to go Green Bay in the North.
The reason I didn't go Dallas, there hasn't been a repeat winner in the East since 2003-2004. So I go with history on that one. Super Bowl predictions, I like Kansas City and New Orleans. Third time's the charm for the Saints to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm going to go New England over New Orleans in the Super Bowl.
So you got New England winning it?
Yet again, shocker.
I've got New Orleans beating Kansas City, so this is going to be fun to see how it turns out.
First and 10 here for Flacco. He'll find Lindsey here. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On second down, it's Lindsey. And some room to roam now. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Now it's Flacco. Looking left sideline, incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. Flacco on the give to Lindsey. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Check 50, check 50.
They'll run with Lindsey. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. On second and goal, Flacco under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Flacco from the gun. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. An 11-yard touchdown, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check back.
On first down, Rodgers. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
I know you're thinking it, but I'll just go ahead and say it. To give you an idea of how sharp he's been in this game, just his second incompletion, and we're in the fourth quarter.
He has been locked in, laser-focused all throughout this one, hasn't he?
Certainly has, and he's gotten some help from his receivers as well. They also are locked in.
Yeah, the drops have been at a bare minimum. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 42.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field, and they're only thinking one thing: get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Rodgers now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Rodgers now off the bootleg. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The sack by Todd Davis.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
The kick by Crosby is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their...
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach.
He's got a man, complete. 33 yards that time.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them a lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Max 42! Max 42!
From the gun, Flacco. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Flacco now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. His throw caught at about the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but that clock rolling. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes the catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Flacco, a veteran in these situations, hurrying his guys up. Flacco. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal.
I'm all surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. And that one is incomplete. It stops the clock now with 15 seconds remaining. So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Rodgers looking to throw on the crossing route, complete. That's Lewis. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. On fourth down, they're going to try the jet sweep. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.